This is Steve Ridgel, and if you watch this channel very often, you know that one of the things I'm doing is I'm sharing a few stories of people that have come to Jesus recently or come back to Jesus at Hillcrest in Abilene. Most of them part of our Jesus Journey class that started meeting on Wednesday nights. I invite a lot of people who don't know Jesus or have been away from Jesus for a long time. And so one of the things we did in our adult education program, they wanted to do a class on things we've learned from our new brothers and sisters. And so I'm kind of doing a series, just kind of reminding people the story and then what we really have learned from them. So today I want to remind you of Angela's story. Angela came to Abilene to be with her boyfriend. Joseph had been baptized right before he went to prison, spent several years in prison, got out, came to Abilene, got active in church. Girlfriend Angela moves up to be with him. Angela starts coming to church with Joseph. He starts teaching her about Jesus. She decides she wants to be baptized. Eventually she is, and we also baptize her son. They decide to get married because they don't feel right living together. And so the church threw them a wedding. It's a great story. But here's the spiritual insight we really learned from our sister Angela. You know, most people, a lot of people, when they do the confession, say, repeat after me, or do you believe? We kind of encourage people to say what they believe about Jesus. They actually confess what they believe about Jesus. And almost everybody has some version of these kind of things. Son of God, Lord of my life, died for my sins, raised from the dead, those kind of things. Son of God. Almost everybody says died for my sins. Now I get that. Because for a lot of people, that's the big focus, because that's what concerns them, the sin that separated them from God. But here's what Angela said the day we baptized her. She said, I believe he's the Son of God who died for my many sins. I don't think I'd ever heard that. I've heard a lot of died for my sins. I don't think anybody ever said died for my many sins. But when you talk to Angela, that was the forefront of her mind. She had a lot of things she wanted God to forgive her for. And it just kind of reminded me of how special grace is. We talked about John in last video I did and how he reminded us of grace because he talked about how many sins he had. And Angela did that too, and I was really struck by how important it is. And then it got me to thinking, well, that's really important in my life. Because my new birth put me in a relationship with God that forgave not just my past sins, but puts us in a forgiving relationship going forward. And well, let's be honest, I've got a lot of sins to forgive, and you do too. And so I'm really thankful that day in front of her whole church family, Angela said, the Son of God who died to forgive my many sins. And let's all be thankful for a God that forgives our many sins. So thank you, Angela, for helping us learn that. This is Steve Ridgel being thankful, that God's forgiven my many sins.